What's up? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. How is the audio? How are y'all doing? It's been a while. It's nice to be doing a stream again. It's been ever since I got rid of my PC, which was over a year ago. I've got a much stripped down, more minimalist setup. So I wasn't sure if this was possible, but it should be pretty straightforward. There should be like a little mic. What's up, guys? I've got like a little DJI mic. Let me know if it's like loud enough. I'm not using OBS, which is different. I'm not using like a Sony camera. This is just the laptop. So hopefully it's okay. But a lot has happened since then. Happy to just like hang out and chat for a little bit. Get back into streaming, doing Q&As. I got rid of the podcast, the formal podcast, finally. So hopefully this kind of takes its place a little bit. What's up, Eric? What's up, David? How's it going? Hopefully this like archive can live just on the channel, on the live tab. And it would be fun just to do this occasionally. I do feel the need to like share the behind the scenes. It feels like a waste to be doing all of this work and not kind of talking about it, because I do get messages from y'all asking more specific questions about everything that's going on. I don't know. I just haven't been like sharing vlog stuff or personal stuff. It's just been different. Everything has been changing. Yeah. What's up from Oregon? What's up, Mr. Snowborn? The fire looks great. Thank you. Yes. Cambridge, Massachusetts. What's up, Gavin? How I subsidize my adventures. Yeah, it's a full-time job. Sponsorships, AdSense, and affiliate. It's pretty much it. Yeah. Do I have any New Year's plans? I don't have any New Year's plans. I'll be seeing family for Christmas and the holidays and Hanukkah. But as far as New Year's, it's not that, I don't know, like being in New York, I've never even considered going to the ball drop. I don't really watch anything. It doesn't seem that crazy for me. Nothing too crazy. Kind of miss the vlogs, yeah. Yeah, for a good time, I was definitely vlogging family stuff and the updates and the moves, where I was living, what I was up to. So it seems a little different now, right? Yeah. Mandy, nice to see you doing a live again. Yeah. What's up, Temmie? You're getting a baby next month, and you inspired me to get rid of a lot of stuff I don't actually need. Yeah. As you can see behind me, there are things. But as far as like my own personal possessions, I don't think I've ever been more minimalist in my life. Like pretty much everything at my desk right now is in a large duffel and a small duffel, and that's about it. Yeah. But having a baby, you have to get things. And then there's also like the eras that the baby goes through with the toys and the bottles and everything. So you have to get stuff and then you can get rid of it. But if you're not sure if you're going to have another baby, you can't get rid of it yet. So it's like a whole thing. It's like the final boss for a minimalist, having a kid, I would say. Yeah. Where are you going for your next trek? I'm trying to just like lay low this winter. I've got Italy to edit, and obviously the K2 is like ready to go. So this is like my biggest trek yet, my biggest video. I've never hiked for 12 days before, almost 2 weeks of hiking, and it's all edited. It's just waiting for final review from sponsors. So as soon as it's ready to go, I'll be dropping that video. I was hoping it would be this week, but it's looking like next week. So you can expect like a 45-minute video in like true old school silent hiking with music. It's really good. I like edited this to not waste anyone's time, and I think I've never like hiking to K2 base camp in Pakistan gave me some of the craziest experiences I've ever had, and the views are amazing. So I'm really excited to share it. Yeah, very soon. What's for dinner? I had Mika made turkey and rice and cabbage. Yeah, it was really good. Planning on streaming any games? I'm not sure. Not sure really. I'm just using like the stripped down YouTube studio, and you can share the screen, which I didn't know you could do, but just seeing it now, I guess we might have to try that. But Winter Kraig is coming, but I'm probably just gonna do like low chill Q&As like this. Um, but we'll see. I got rid of my PC, so that's why I'm having this like stripped down setup. It's a port. Bring back the podcasts. Yeah. Um Whatever happened in the podcast or whatever I talked about, I hope to talk here more candidly. So if you have any specific questions, like I'm more than happy to dive into it just in this chill, cozy audio, just FaceTime. No like sharing the screen, no like showing context or like showing things, just kind of like talking about it. So whatever you loved about the podcast, I hope we can bring back in some way here or at the end of YouTube videos. I'm still like interested in doing updates and podcast style content at the end of videos. But yeah, it's like legit gone. All the episodes are gone. It was a big move to do, and probably sucked if you were expecting more of those. So, what's up, Zach Kennedy? David, discovered your channel and your work when Andre started sharing it on Instagram. The vlogs were really good and I liked them a lot. 2019, 2018, yeah. Time really flies for sure. Yeah. Kyrgyzstan, yay. Watching from Japan? Very cool. I do not know what time it is in Japan, so sorry if it's late or early. I don't know. Winter Craig, yeah. I will say I have been seeing everyone playing Arc Raiders, right? That's like the new game, and it looks awesome. Seeing the clips from like Shroud and whatnot, it looks really fun. I wish I could play it. And then seeing the news about the Steam, what do they call it? The Cube, the like pretty like stripped down gaming PC that you can buy from Steam, Valve, to play Steam games. So when that comes out in 2016, I'll be eyeing it. It might be interesting to get. And that would let me like play Steam games again. So, but Arc Raiders is I'm super jealous of everyone getting to play that. What's the most dangerous situation you've encountered while hiking? It's probably just snow and ice. You know, going down really steep sections with snow and ice. It's very attractive to like go down fast, but going down fast can also be dangerous if there's rocks at the bottom and you don't have the correct gear. Yeah. Ah, Aurora. Hello. How you doing? What's up, Amy? What am I drinking? This is Threes Brewing. Logical Conclusion, Hazy IPA. This is my ideal beer. It's delish. Delish. Have you ever hiked Mount Marcy, New York State High Point? Yeah, I've probably hiked it 7 times. Yeah. Growing up in New York State, I've definitely gone out there quite a bit. And yeah. The Steam Machine, yes. Careful, not all multiplayers work there because of Linux. So for Steam games, I see it's like divided into Mac OS and Windows. So how would I know? Would I just have to dive into the specific games to know if it can play on Linux? because I've never heard of Linux only games, so I'd have to check it out. And you're saying the multiplayers. Okay, so they divide it for multiplayer. Okay. You can play Arc Raiders, but others you can't right now. Okay. Yeah. Choose from Brazil. What are your thoughts about your trip here? Yeah, it was hot and fun to like hang out in Rio. I loved the really big rocks all around the city. Honestly, it's one of the coolest cities I've ever seen because of those rocks. The food was great. The beaches were awe-inspiring, but I'm just not like a hot beach guy, so it just like doesn't fit my forte. Um, I think if I visit again, it'd be way more fun with friends or people or my wife or son. I think I researched hikes a little bit, but I'm not sure when I'll be back. I've got other stuff to do before Brazil again. Amy's loving the cozy vibes. Is it chilly up there? I'm finishing my week in Orlando, so it's nice here. Yeah, I'm sure Florida is perfect right now. It is absolutely freezing here. We've got a cold front coming through, and it gets dark so early now. So as soon as we get Dean from the nanny, it's like too dark and too cold to go outside. So I'm really looking forward to the weekend here, so I can like have some good time hanging out with him in playgrounds and going around doing different stuff here in Brooklyn, um, in the sunlight when it's warm enough to like actually be outside. Yeah. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. Do you still have your wonderful pup? Yes. She is sleeping right here. I've got the mic hooked up, so I'm not going to pick up my computer, but she's snoozing right behind me. Maybe if she wakes up, I'll bring her. You'll be able to see her, but yeah, it's been over a year since I streamed. So what I listen to on YouTube like is a lot of streams. It's like honestly VODs after streams that I don't catch. Sometimes I catch streams just from like a handful of different streamers. I don't watch Twitch, I don't watch Kick. I watch all my stuff on YouTube and I really like it. I like just being able to hear long-winded whatevers. Like a lot of it's talking with other people or talking on subjects, but sometimes it's just this, interacting with chat. And I really like that. So I kind of want to do that. So it'll be an effort for me in the future to do more of these streams and hopefully have some, topics to talk about rather than just Q&A, but I'm just trying to keep it minimal and easy to begin with. Zero stress, not sharing my screen, not really doing anything. There's cozy fire in the background, but there's no music like before. Yeah, it's a little stripped down from the last set of Q&As and streams I did. Did you try Super Bach or Coral when you were in Portugal? Yeah, I tried them both. They're fine. They taste like every standard country's like light beer, like lager, right? Like Thailand, Chile, Argentina, like every country just kind of has almost like a state funded like general beer that is everywhere and easy. So yeah, it's good. It's fine, but like this feels like something a little extra. It seems a little more, so that's why I like to try. I don't think I would get like a Bud Light or something like that, but it's whatever. Not trying to drink too much also. So I had some like alcohol-free wine and I've tried some like alcohol-free beers, but not quite there yet. Not quite there. Ideally, I would just drink water and coffee and like maybe some alcohol-free beverages, but have I done Turkey? Not yet. I would love to visit Turkey though. I've done a good amount of research, so I could pull the trigger if the timing is right. And yeah, at some point I'd like to talk about prospective hikes for next year and then what I'm up to this winter. Do you have a favorite region of the world to hike in? I've been to Peru and Iceland probably the most, but Switzerland is getting up there. But I think Nepal is great because of the food and the mountains and just the culture. But I am talking to someone in China and some friends here in Brooklyn who want to join me, like other YouTubers and hikers, um, on possibly like a 10-day trek in China. So close to like Tibet, the Himalayas. I- It's like southern west China. But I'd also like to check out the cities. I've only connected through Beijing's airport. It would be really cool to like do a full China tour. But I would have to work on sponsors and figure out what the best hike in China to do. If I'm going to do one big one, I want it to be cultural as well. Like I want it to feel like China. Sometimes if you get into the mountains enough, you almost kind of can't tell which country you're in. So I want this video and the hike to be able like to be a Chinese trek because then it makes it worth it to go all the way. Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of missing some chat now. Watching Craig Adams in the morning at 6:30 from India. Yes. It's hard to pick when to do these things, honestly. But I figure I should just focus on like my time zone and everything else is kind of just if it works, it works. I feel like people are off of work. It's 8 o'clock. Dean, my son, is in bed right now. He's sleeping. So this is the best time to do this. Yeah. Um, have I been to India? I've just been to Nepal. So close, almost there. Yeah. What is this alcohol-free wine? Is it any good? Yeah, so it gives you like the taste of wine. I think it's like a Malbec. It's a full wine and then they distill it. I don't know what the distilling process is, but then they lower the alcohol level to like zero point 0.5 or however they measure the alcohol for wine. So it's like almost alcohol free. But it still tastes, it's got that like texture. It kind of tastes like wine that's kind of sat out for like an hour, maybe. That's how I describe it, but it's fine. It's fine. How's the kiddo, Mrs. Ndago? Yeah, we're chilling. So what life is all about. Just hanging out with Sasha and Dean and Mika, you know, killing it. Just keeping things easy, living life a bit more privately, not sharing as much on Instagram stories. Obviously not doing the vlogs really anymore. Not doing the podcast too much. So yeah. Um I probably like I'm feeling like not sharing too much of my personal life more and more. Um yeah, the appeal for sure is gone. And then if it's just yeah, it's difficult because like I spent my whole life doing that, but definitely the trend is to just kind of become a little bit more private. Um and like maybe the solution would be to just section off part of my audience. So like y'all here listening to me on this Q&A are like a special group. So it's almost like I could share more with you guys rather than just the general like public. So like sharing a vlog to everyone on my YouTube channel would be way different than like sharing a vlog just with you guys. So yeah, maybe that's the solution, but yeah. Gonna hike Acatenango in Guatemala next April. Super pumped, super soaked. Planning to go with the tour company you hiked with. Nice. That's really nice to hear. It's like always great to hear people following and doing the same treks. Um, and I can just picture like you going and doing it. I'm jealous. I kind of wish I could go back. Hopefully it's not too crowded. I've seen a lot of photos and videos where there's a lot of people there. But when I went, there wasn't anyone, and I think that makes it special. So I hope I hope it's like not crazy and fun for you. Yeah. But I'm sure there's also other volcanoes in Guatemala. I wonder if there's like other erupting volcanoes that I could visit. It's pretty cool to see like actual lava, right? Like obviously Hawaii, but uh, Guatemala is not too far from the US. Like other volcanoes in this in it like a quick flight from New York might be cool. Yeah. I know you did the Aksu trek in Kyrgyzstan. Have you thought about doing anything in Tajikistan? So Tajikistan is to the south, and I think it's touching Afghanistan. Am I thinking? Yeah, Tajikistan's to the south because Uzbekistan is the other one, and that's not a good vibe. I feel like Tajikistan is better, right? Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. Yeah, I did. I've got some people trying to get me there, so that might actually happen next year, but we'll see. I probably make all my plans around February, so Switzerland probably will happen again. Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, maybe. China, pretty pretty gung ho on China. Um, and that's like I should really just focus on that amount because I don't want to get overwhelmed. And I would like to pick one or two places that are just my own solo, like maybe Iceland again or Slovenia or something like that. But Hawaii would also be cool. I've been watching this show on Apple TV with Jason Momoa, Chief of War, and it's got some really beautiful shots of Hawaii. I didn't really know much about Hawaii other than watching Lost. All of my location scouting is based on TV shows or movies I've seen. So it makes me watching this show makes me want to visit Hawaii because it looks really beautiful. Yeah. British Columbia? I've never been. Any beginner hike I'd recommend in the US? Just whatever's within driving distance. Like also the national parks are kind of difficult with the permitting or figuring out what to do, but they all have like one or two popular hikes that are pretty straightforward, like Yosemite, Half Dome and like the Tetons or the big three, Bryce, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon is kind of cool to do. Yeah, I would just stick to national parks. Hey Craig, I saw one of your IG stories where you broke one of your lenses on a hike. Did you fix it or replace it? It's still broken right below me in my gear bag. I need to fix it. I was also like experimenting with the iPhone with Apple ProRes to see if I could like shoot more iPhone stuff. But after I did my tests, I definitely just want to stick with the Sony, mainly because of temperature, heating, the rig that I would have to build out on the iPhone to get good audio and battery and all of that stuff, like a hard drive and SSD, it would just make it like a big weird thing to hike with, and definitely not like waterproof or anything friendly like that. And then the battery life on the iPhone is atrocious when you're shooting ProRes, whatever. So I'm gonna stick with the Sony for now. So yeah, I need to replace that lens. I called a lens repair place in Manhattan, and it's way cheaper to repair it than get a new one. I think it's like $400 versus 1,300. So I have to go do that. I should probably do that before I start Thanksgiving shenanigans. Yeah, I should just do that ASAP. Thanks for reminding me. Honestly, I should do that Monday. Currently in Walden, New York, visiting family. Nice. What's up, Joel? Walden sounds really nice. What's the volcano at Lake Atitlan? I don't know if it's erupting. Acatenango's more towards the town, the town that I visited. I've got a YouTube video all about it. I can't remember the names. Thanks, Craig. Because of you, I pushed myself to travel and make more videos. Great. Nice to hear. How can you afford all these travels? I get paid when I travel instead of spending money when I travel. Like, I just make sure I have higher profit than expenses. So it's my job. Kauai Island was our favorite Hawaii island. Much more dramatic mountains because island has been around for longer, so more erosion. Makes sense. I think Kauai. Yeah, I need to look at the map again. You should look into doing Glacier Peak in Washington State. Glacier Peak. That I've set it near my phone, so I'm sure I'll get some Instagram stories or TikToks about it or something. You seem like you're a really chill, happy place. It's nice to see. Thank you. Keeping things simple, really. Your longtime subscriber and fan from Kyrgyzstan respects. Thank you. But also in China, Huanggan-san, Eastern China, is really pretty mountain range that looks different from other mountains. Yeah, I think we're gathering like a list of interesting looking places, but we for sure want like a big long trek, and I think that only really happens towards Tibet. So, but I don't know anything. Like it's been interesting getting advice from people who have visited, and I definitely like am traveling with someone who knows how to speak Mandarin and can act as our guide. And then also connecting with like actual Chinese hiking agencies to help with the permits and getting to the trailhead and food and whatnot. So it doesn't seem like the kind of place I could just roll up by myself and do. So, and that makes me want to capture the whole experience instead of just the hike. So I need to figure out like what that format looks like. That has really been the last year, like figuring out formats, figuring out what I want to shoot more of or less of, and that can be stressful. Like, yeah, figuring that out. But I think I've got a pretty good hold right now. Yeah. You saw what Sony camera using again? The ZV E1. I don't know. I have ceased knowing the names of the cameras because like once I start using it, I just don't. I only have one lens, one camera, and I'll use it for years. So like I don't ever think about gear when it comes to that stuff. I think about drones because they keep upgrading those drones all the time. I need to get the new drone that can like rotate. I don't know. Is it Mavic 5? I can't remember the names. I kind of wish I could just subscribe and just get the newest drone like every time it drops and then just send in my old one. That would be so much easier. Yeah. Saw the Enchantments video in Washington State. You're from Leavenworth. Nice. Pleasant times eating that Bavarian German food. So good. There's like one or two places here in Brooklyn that have like sauerkraut, sausage, pretzel bun kind of vibe. And like the older I get, the more I'm like, that's the food I want to eat. Becoming like such old dad. Yeah. With sponsored hikes, if that's a thing out of the way, how would you find local Spain on this case hikes that are actually worth it? Just scout Google Maps. With sponsored hikes out of the way, how would you find local Spain on this case hikes that are actually worth it? I don't really hike for like fun, really. Everything I do is sponsored for the YouTube channel with like a YouTube video in mind. If I do hike, it's definitely like around cities and parks and stuff like that. But I for sure would always run. Yeah, I'm always looking for good runs. So city runs, trail runs, coast runs. So I don't really like look for hikes to do. And like my wife does not want to hike, so we would just kind of walk around the cities and go to restaurants and stuff like that instead. So it's just like, my work and my personal life are different. And like, yeah, I just walk around New York City so much. Like that's my local hike. Like knowing the coffee shops and the parks to go to in different cities for sure is like the thing that I research. So sorry, I can't really help. All Trails is great. Google Maps, not really. Yeah. I would use Strava's heat maps. I use that for runs way more than often, like more and more. So I would recommend Strava's heat maps. Panama. I've been to Panama once. Not sure if that's on the list. How do you film wedding videos? Your how to film wedding videos made a lot of money. Thanks. Nice. Italian Alps, Apennines. I don't know what Apennines. Maybe someday you figure out coming to India. Hey Ryan, what's up? Hope we can hang soon. Hope you're doing good. You get a quick shout out in the upcoming K2 video that should be dropping hopefully next week if sponsors green light it. Um, yeah, and I'm curious to know what you think because you almost came on the K2 hike. It would have been so different. Yeah, it is funny. Like I've thought about how different the trek to K2 base camp Pakistan would have been if you came. It would have been more fun for one. No, it would have sucked. Yeah, it would have been so much more fun. So I wish you did, but it's fine that you didn't. We got more hikes in the future, so yeah. China's pretty crazy, but excited to see that it's been a long time since been so everything's so different. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything China. So that's why I'm excited to like see the city, but also do the hike. So I definitely want to like line up some sponsors to justify more than just the hiking video. I think or at least stories, like short videos. I think I could definitely drum up some interest for incentivizing me to like shoot and hang out and shoot, like create videos in the cities. Yeah. Bro, the Bavarian theme of Leavenworth is annoying for the locals, but I totally get it. Eh, they choose to live there, so right? Like, yeah, is that a recent thing that it became Bavarian? It just like popped popped off Bavarian style? I don't know. I'm a New Yorker. I live in the city, so like the idea of the locals kind of like having a say in what happens around them is a strange idea to me. Like having an opinion or thinking that anyone really cares about like changing your community is strange. Like I'm so transient being a minimalist and like having moved so much and being able to move because of my job and lifestyle. So like it's a crazy idea for me to not just move if things aren't good. Maybe a homeowner would think differently, but I've always thought that. Like maybe it's like a great awesome thing to be able to move if things are not good. I'm sure, but yeah, that's always like been my idea on that. What hikes within 2 hours of New York City do you recommend? There's some stuff in the Hudson, but it's more like mountain biking. Shout out Ryan. Mountain biking with you in Cold Spring. Beacon is nice. Hurricane Ridge. I don't. I don't. I've only gone up there to do like work to shoot sponsored stuff. It really like it takes a lot for me to get out to go do a hike. I have to be incentivized so much more and more these days because I'd rather just be chilling and staying much closer to home, much closer to family, doing things that I actually want to do. So, and it's not like I hate hiking. It's like I like hiking. It just I don't have to. I'd rather just go run and chill, and I get enough hiking with the work, so I don't feel the need to like go do it off camera. Yeah. Are you into winter sports? Camping type adventures? I'll ski, but I've never done like winter camping or anything like that. The idea of being out there when it's super cold does not sound exciting. um yeah, people have asked me to like do like the winter stuff, but I don't know how to do it and it just doesn't seem that fun. Like even just kind of camping or hiking when it's not ideal temperatures, when it's too hot or too cold, not even just like snow is wild. Yeah. Yeah, mixing it up from the good weather. I'm sure it'd be good for a video, but at what cost? It's like it would have to balance. The scale would have to tip. So I'd have to get more value out of doing that thing to justify the pain and effort that it takes to be cold and just not pleasant. Yeah. So you started this channel with a clear business idea in mind, or did it transform into a business? I've been doing YouTube for ever since YouTube existed. Um, I was making a ton of different videos for different people in different formats for different genres, like vlogging and weddings before the hikes. The hikes are probably the last 6 years. But it was all to just incentivize me to get out, to do fun things, to be a more adventurous person. Uh, the videos were a way to make money while traveling instead of spend money. And I thought to live a good life, to be an interesting person, I needed to travel and hang out with a bunch of people and make something, like express myself, have an opinion and share it. All of these things were what I put into a bucket of like being a good person and living a good life. So I used tools like minimalism and video creation and marketing to enable that. So that's it just kind of fell into it. Yeah. No clear business idea. No. Just incentivize myself to get more of what I want and do less of what I don't. Yeah. Most of the Leavenworth locals I know live here for the rock climbing, hiking, and skiing. Leavenworth is great. The Bavarian theme is interesting, though. Yes. I liked it. I thought it was a cool vibe. But yeah, it's never fun having a bunch of tourists come in. Like it's easy to see the negative of that. And but there's also like positives that people don't really dwell on or think about too much, I would say. My kids 4 and 6 love watching your videos. They help them calm down when they are hyper, and they are asking me so many questions when watching. I know, right? Light on the context. I don't really explain too much. Um, that was actually like how my wife first saw me. Like her friend was watching my videos and she joined him to watch that and had a lot of questions. And then he kept saying like quiet. Like he's going to do a guide at the end of the video and he's going to explain everything. So just wait, which is funny. It's like a funny um first meeting, I guess, for me and my wife. Hello from Singapore. Looks like a chill stream, tuning in while making a morning coffee. It's lovely. Yes, we've got the fire in the background. Before I sign off, I'll definitely show Sasha. She is still, dude, 7 o'clock hits. She's asleep. Yeah, she's asleep. I'll definitely show her before we tune off. Any Southeast East Asia adventures or thoughts? Southeast Asia, like Borneo, Indonesia, Bali. Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia. I've looked at Borneo. There's like one popular hike there, Kimbalu. I've looked at Java, I think. Um, I have a couple marked on my all trails. I think it's a public list. My favorites, I'm not sure. I've definitely hidden a bunch of things, so probably you can't find most of the things I'm talking about now. I can't remember. Um, yeah, it would be cool to do some stuff, but once again, it's just higher cost to go further distance. So it would have to be like a better video or better sponsors or more incentive. So yeah, it's like a balance of distance, cost, and value gained and fun. So it's an equation I'm always trying to balance. It's tough. You talking about upcoming road trips? Upcoming road trips, yes. The K2, the K2 base camp trek, that video that I'm sharing next week, hopefully, will be the first time that I do an ad for this GMC car that I have. I've got a GMC car for the next 6 months through the winter, and I'm doing a bunch of ads for them. It's like the biggest contract I've ever signed. I'm definitely under NDA, so don't tell anyone that I'm saying any of this. I don't want to get in trouble. Whatever. Um, but yeah, you'll start to see those ads, and I'm curious to know what you think. I'm trying to put some extra like pizzazz into my sponsored sections just to have a little. It's more fun if I care a little bit more. But hopefully they're fine. It's a car. I've never advertised a car before, so yeah. So having a car here in New York City, it's all road trips. I'm using road trips around New York City to make commercials for the car. That's my plan. And I had to share all these concepts with the brand. It's like it's a very bureaucratic thing. Um, so the first road trip I did was up to the Adirondacks to hike with Sasha in the fall colors. The next one, I don't know, depending on how cold and snowy it gets, might be Hunter Mountain skiing, Scribner's Catskills. We'll see. I don't know. I would like to do Montauk before it gets too cold. I think that might be between Thanksgiving and Hanukkah time. So we'll see. Yeah. And of course, coming up to see you, Ryan. We're for sure going to maybe hit up some East Coast ice mountain skiing if you're down. Carpathian Mountains. Nice. Hiking in Ukraine would be great at some point. You hiked the PCT in 2018 and met someone who had a 360-degree camera above his head. It was the coolest way to experience the trail online when I found his video. Do you have an interest in the PCT? First, yeah, I've got a 360. I'm learning when and how to use it. So, like summits and times when you can't really set up a camera and a tripod or fly a drone for sure. Using it for hiking films, it's almost like a play. Like it's different than what I do. Do I have interest in the PCT? I got a permit to hike it in 2020 and then I bailed because of COVID. So I did have interest, not anymore. Now that I'm married and have a kid and a dog, and I do this for work. So the idea of hiking for 4 months, I think would be impossible. I for sure would bail. I don't think I could do more than a week or two of the PCT. I'm so used to going on a hike for a set number of days, shooting a video, and then coming home. I'm just so used to that routine. It would be really hard for me to do the whole hiker trash, quit my job, get rid of my apartment, go hike, live out of a backpack for a couple months. Because I think that's like the mentality, that's the mindset that you kinda I suspect most people bring when they hike for 4 months from Mexico to Canada. So, if I was a younger man and I was a bachelor, I for sure would do the PCT. It seems up my alley, and I could figure out a way to make content. But now, nah. No, 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 no. No way, Jose. No, no, no. No, no, no. Brandon, what have you been doing in your free time lately? I have been working a lot on editing. K2 took a lot of time and the ads. I did advertising for Columbia, so that's all wrapped up. I did advertising work for the New York City Marathon and running to train for that. Uh, Lovely getting to run the New York City Marathon. For sure, want to do it again. I want to beat my time. I want to that was the first marathon I ever ran race. So it was quite the first, quite the opening marathon to do. You know, being cheered on by the whole city through 5 boroughs. It's insane. Um, but now it's too cold to run, so I'm not running anymore. I only run when I travel. Yeah, just chilling. You know, just taking care of Dean and working on the channel and videos and going for walks and moving my damn car, moving my damn GMC because of the alternate street cleaning parking in New York City in Brooklyn. I got to move my car like 3 or 4 times a week. I'm trying to get parking in my building, but we'll see. You have an eSIM recommendation? I think all eSIMs are kind of the same. You can compare the prices slightly, but just kind of pick one and go with it. I've done a couple eSIM sponsorships, Holofly, Airlo. I've got so many credits with Airlo that's the one that I go with because it's free. So if the service is kind of the same and one is free and one costs money, I'm going to pick the free one. So that's the one I go with. I've put my links, my affiliate links into the wild enough that just today I got 2 notifications that I got, you know, 2 people signing up, so I get free credits. So Airlo, go with Airlo and use my code. Use my code. I don't even know what it is. Love your content. Small hiking channel. Nice. I can't imagine like starting a YouTube channel and hiking. I'd probably do shorts and then move towards long form, but yeah, it's got to be wild out there. Under NDA and talking about it. Yeah. I think I can talk about it a little bit, but not specifics for sure. Yeah. Do you ever break even on most of your videos? Does it vary a bunch? How much is it refining? How much is it relying on finding a sponsor? Do you break even on most of your videos? Oh, no, 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 no. This is my full-time job, so I'm definitely making money. I'm making money. Yeah. Just with AdSense, maybe it might break even, but yeah, it's all of them working together. It's the affiliate, it's the AdSense, it's the sponsors, the third-party sponsorship, all working together to make whatever it is my income or job is. Whatever my bookkeeping person thinks I do. Whatever the IRS has written down for Craig Adams. Who knows? Why you moved back to New York City from Denver? Yeah, was a grand test just to have a different lifestyle. We hoped to have like a suburban house with a backyard type of experience, but we settled into another like large apartment complex with a lot of other people and dogs. So that wasn't ideal. Um, and we wanted access to mountains. We wanted to have a car. We wanted to be able to drive to Trader Joe's to pick up groceries, which was nice. Just a change of pace. And it was cool. I definitely liked it probably more than my wife, who's definitely more of a city person. I'm definitely the type to like go out to a brewery, go for a trail run, go on a hike, do all these Denver mountain things, like go skiing all the time. So I had a lot more incentive to fit in I'd I'd say. And we were like starting to make community and make friends, which was nice. That's super important. If you have friends, you can make it anywhere. But then we went on like a trip back to New York after living in Denver for probably 6 months, and just visiting the city and walking around. We're like, we miss it. Let's come back, and we did. Um, and we're happy here. It's expensive. It's but it's nice. I would describe it as like being on vacation. So whatever you do when you like go on a vacation to a city like Barcelona or Paris or I don't know, LA or New York, like I kind of just get to do all the time. So it's lovely. I love walking everywhere. The parks are so nice, going for runs, the food, the coffee, the people. Yeah. And it's good for Dean, it's good for Sasha, it's good for Mika. So yeah. And we might be here forever. So we'll see. Like like everyone trying to figure out if we want to buy a house. But the idea of just renting kind of makes sense, and investing your money in other ways, maybe easy. So yeah, we'll see. I'm happy anywhere, kind of, but I like it here. Back to Brooklyn. Yep. So funny you didn't. Yeah. Know the code. Yeah. 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 Arizona. What's up? What's up? Do you still have your affiliate link with Shokz? I was looking to buy one, and I thought I remembered you having one. Yeah, I think okay, so Dunstan Midi, Washington, and just those two? Yeah, just those two YouTube videos. I think the link should be in there. If you want to use my code, let me know if it still works. Why not? I did like the Shocks. I just put them through the wash accidentally and broke them. And they haven't asked me to do another sponsorship since the last one, so that's why I don't have it. That's why I just have these noise canceling AirPod 3s. I don't know. These are fantastic, by the way. I see people with the big Apple over the ear, like was it like AirPod Pros? I don't know. I think they're silly. I think if you have noise canceling and make this size and ease is so great. So good. Favorite New York City coffee shops? I have so many places marked in my Google Maps of coffee everywhere. I've been here for over a decade. But it's hard to make recommendations because I am so biased to where I am. It's like a coffee might be better in the Lower East Side, but if I'm living in like somewhere in Brooklyn and there's a somewhat like similar coffee that's within walking distance, I will always pick that one, obviously. So it's hard to like recommend favorite coffee shops because the ones that I like aren't that amazing as far as like whatever an amazing coffee shop means. It's just close to me. So it's hard to like pizza and food and coffee and desserts. People ask me, like, I have some kind of lame recommendations that I give everyone, like generic recommendations, but everything I would recommend is just close to me. Like yeah, it's like a weird thing making recommendations for people in New York to eat and drink. Yeah. But favorite coffee shops, Devoción is pretty special. There's one in Flatiron and there's one in Williamsburg that I know of. Those are pretty great. When I meet up for people who are visiting, I usually go there. Yeah. Devoción. And they survived COVID, so you know they're good. Feels like vacation. Yes. What are your thoughts on the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel? I've never really watched them. I watched one or two of their videos when they stopped. So the Outdoor Boys is a very popular YouTube channel. that I think is about a family, but I only ever saw the guy with the glasses, whatever his name is. I think he like shot mostly on GoPro and just shot adventures doing crazy things, like actual survival hikes, like putting himself in crazy situations, kind of like Bear Grylls esque. Definitely a Bear Grylls vibe. He's knowledgeable, but he's also just like willing to put himself through difficult situations that I wouldn't want to do. So when I did watch the one or two videos that he did, I was just like, doesn't look fun. Um, there's like smoke where he's sleeping and it's just cold and like the food he's eating is just straight like beans and stuff. So it's funny to watch how different it is from like what I do and how I shoot and why I hike and whatnot. Um, but yeah, cool stuff. Like really popular, and then he stopped. As far as I know, maybe he'll start again. Who knows? His reason for like stopping is kind of silly, to be honest. Like I think he said that he stopped because his channel was getting too famous and he was getting stopped in public and he was worried for his family. But I think his family is making YouTube videos, so it's like they're following in the same footsteps. So like it doesn't make sense to me. Like I didn't think he needed an announcement video. I don't think he needs to stop. But he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. Whatever. But yeah, I thought it was a little silly. Cool stuff though. Hey Craig, how's you and your family? We're good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. German Eric had them on the Swiss trip. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Fond memories hiking through Switzerland. As a content creator, what content creators are you following or pulling inspo from? So I don't follow anyone on Instagram. I don't um yeah, I don't consume anything on Instagram. On YouTube, I just have obscure like a couple streamers I watch, internet historian, Nakey Jakey, um Shroud, some gaming stuff. Like I'm super random when it comes to what content I consume. I don't consume too much social media, to be honest. Um, definitely no hiking. I don't watch any. I don't watch any hiking stuff. I might do a little bit of research if I'm trying to like make the best video from a certain hike or location. But other than that, yeah, I don't watch stuff. It's not interesting to me. And I just want to have like pure I don't want to be inspired by anything. Yeah. I don't want my work to be influenced by anything at all. And it's always been like that. Yeah. Give us an idea what Craig Winter Craig looks like now that you're a father. Yeah, I got rid of the gaming PC. The whole double monitor setup sold, gone. So now I literally just have a MacBook. And if I didn't hike and make hiking videos for YouTube and like do this, I would not have this computer. I would just have my phone. That would be so cool. I'm more minimalist than ever before, but Winter Craig, yeah. I'm not getting a Switch 2. I'm not getting an Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that. But yeah, just Dean and hanging for sure. We'll see what Winter Craig fully looks like though. Would you recommend someone start a new silent hiking video channel? I really look up to you, but wonder if it's possible to do this. Yeah, I think you could totally. There's still a ton of places to hike and travel, and there's also new angles, plenty of new angles that you could do on places that have already been shot and done. And if you're starting out, I would recommend kind of copying what's popular and going through the motion to build a portfolio, to build a repartee with some kind of community, a small community to build, and then eventually like branching off to find your unique format and what you want to do. The perfect balance of like this doesn't feel like work, but it also is of value to people. And you just create that feedback loop of like doing something good for your audience, and then they get accustomed to your video feeling good or being of value to them, so they'll click and watch and follow your advice and whatever you ask them to do. To like, comment, subscribe, go do this thing. Yeah. But shorts are probably low lift. I think most people are starting out with shorts and then moving towards long form. Yeah, for sure. Why do you live in New York City? It's so good. Already, it's like I'm on vacation every day. Love it. Food is so good. People are so good. The vibes are so good. Love it. Best running, best parks. So good. Best dogs. There's dogs everywhere. I was enjoying videos. I was enjoying videos your 3 years back because of the heartbreak and emotional abuse. Now I'm being clinically depressed. What? Oh, what? What's the mix of people on your group trips? Primarily fans, other YouTubers, those interested in videography. How many have I done at this point? Maybe 7? The trips have been different. Some have been straight just sightseeing and touristy. Some have been moderate beginner hikes. And then 1 or 2 have like legit been treks, real difficult stuff that stress people, you know. As far as the people who sign up, it's tough. As much as we make it easy for them to know the distances, the miles, the difficulty, the elevation, you know, explain what they're getting themselves into. Ever so often, someone comes who isn't quite prepared, which is tough because, like, do you filter for people or do you not? It's weird. I kind of allow people to make their own judgments more so than like filtering people. I've talked to other creators who do group trips and they definitely lean more on like insane qualifications and interview process for people who come on treks, but I would rather not do that for multiple reasons. The people who come are mostly fans who have been watching, who are like just straight normal lovely people. They're not like obsessed, they're not weird, they're just like have normal jobs and they watch the videos and they want to do this, but they just need like a little extra push, like a little extra help getting out to do that thing. And like, why not go with the person that they kind of trust and have been watching over the years? I would say maybe 1 or 2 like people who do that who also want to like start shooting photo or video, but that's about it. The actual like filmmakers and hikers and Instagrammers who come on my trips are like friends who I invite and bring. So that's different. Um, and yeah, I guess like I just need to do a better job of like setting the expectations for the kind of trip that's happening. But yeah, I've enjoyed all the group trips. The people, it is lovely, fascinating, and interesting getting to meet all the different people and understanding like why they came and do this thing and like what they hope to get out of it. And just hanging, it's like real people, real situations, just hanging out. Yeah. Okay, it's been an hour. I want to cap myself to an hour for these things. We're going to wrap it up. This was lovely. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Sasha, do you want to wake up? Oh, Sasha, do you want to say hello? Oh, here we go. Hi, you can see the baby toys and you can see the fat Australian Shepherd. She's on a diet right now because she's 50 pounds. She's not supposed to be 50 pounds. She'd be getting too many snacks. Do you want to say goodbye? Sasha. Okay. All right. Lovely hanging with y'all. Appreciate this. Should live on some kind of archive. And I'll do it again. Okay. Thanks for hanging, y'all. Bye. Peace. Night. See ya. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging. Love y'all. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye.